Okay, hope my document is shareable. You can view the document.
Yes. It is visible and you are audible.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. And today is the last day. So hopefully I've learned a lot about this particular topic. And all of us are aware about the agentic AI and this type of thing. Now I'm going, instead of displaying this one news I want to share with you. That is, I'm showing from the money control, because regarding you might be aware, due to the innovation of new agentic AI tools by Anthropic, the whole world has been the world of IT has been second, because they are going to face lot of challenges due to the innovation of this thing. As I think most of you have covered, so it is better I'm, instead of this thing, I can going to share you this one, and I think that will be interesting for all of you. Just wait. Just wait. I need to find this document. Okay, can you view this one? Can you view a new document?
Yes. We can see this one.
Now, this one,
Can you make it full screen? Then,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, I'm sharing this one from Facebook. Just today, I shared this one. Just trying to tell you that how the agentic AI is really coming to a reality. Now, as the few talks have already been done, what I think you could understand that agentic AI is really something that has totally changed the way the information technology world is going to work. Why? Because it have the capability now to do the decision on its own. Till generative AI, it was that it is generating some new content. That was also a very big innovation, because earlier the machine learning, deep learning, what we have learned over there, what used to happen with the data with which that you have trained the system, it only display the result from there. Now once we are coming to the generative AI, the next thing has been achieved where the system able to generate the content on its own. So that was another step towards the big thing. And now with generative AI, what is going to happen, they are going to do the decision, they are going to do the work like human being, and that's, I can point out at this point, it is going to be dangerous. Why dangerous? Because that is going to make sure that human beings are not required anymore. Okay, this is the thing, human beings are not required anymore. That's, we are really coming to that particular era. Now, how this has been happened, Anthropic launched a new set of AI tools that can generate deploy and managing software. So when I am talking about managing, so it is taking the role of manager, and manager or managing the thing mean it has the capability to integrate multiple things, because a manager is a person who actually need to communicate with multiple people, need to take the decision, allocating the work to someone. Now this is the way how it is being worked. And now what happened in the case of this new tool, which is under the Claude Cowork, and the name is given as Cowork, it is going to be our digital co-worker. Instead of human being, we are assigning this task to the people who, we are assigning the task to the system. And one thing you need to keep it in mind, that the system while doing the thing, it is going to do better over the time. Why? The first thing is that it learns continuously from the error. Okay, if it do some wrong thing, okay, my share is, oh sorry, just okay, yeah. one thing is that if a human being is being trained, he is doing well. Now, one thing is that he could be replaced later, and somehow a new person who is going to come instead of his place, he or she may not be as much efficient like the previous person. Now, if a tool is being continuously trained, what will happen? The number of errors, mistakes will minimized, and that is going to happen. Now we are talking a lot of thing about agentic AI, but if you are talk with the people or the people who are maybe in the previous lecture, that could happen that just wait. Whatever they told that agentic AI is not being fully deployed, and even it is being deployed, many of the time it is not giving the desired result, because what happened that over the time that they need to learn even more so that it is going to work as per our requirement. But the performance that we are getting over here is just amazing. Now how it is doing the thing, now I think majority of you are faculties, and now when any task is being given, maybe some administrative work, what happen, we are searching one file, then again need to search another file. Sometimes that happen that this file is not in my machine, or maybe I forgot in what particular file I stored the previous document. That could happen, or the document that is required. Now, as a human being, we can forget. But when this is being done through the system, they are not going to forget it. How they are going to do it? Because even all these things, okay, you can find this particular term, co-work acts like a file-aware digital agent. File-aware is a very interesting term, because what happened most of the time when we are working. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Your voice
Okay.
is clear.
Okay, some of my video is not showing. Okay, fine. Oh. Just wait.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, just a minute. Please wait. Actually, in my laptop, there is a problem in keyboard is taking. Some of the problem is taking keyboard problem is taking place in my laptop. Okay, sorry. Share screen. Actually, I cannot view my screen due to any reason. Whether my screen is being shared, can you view it?
Your desktop is only coming. Yeah,
Okay.
now the browser is coming. The
Now
Facebook
browser is
one.
coming. Some of this problem took place. I don't know why. Sorry, my keyboard is somehow creating some problem. Just wait. Achha, I'm going to stop my screen and I'm going to start again. I don't know.
Okay, okay.
I think now is it visible?
Yes, yes, it is that Facebook one.
Facebook?
Yes, you are changing. Yeah,
Okay,
the
fine,
PDF.
fine. Okay, fine. Okay, so now what I'm talking about, this file-aware system. So look, when we are doing the different official work, often we face the problem that in which file what data is stored and this type of thing. Now this system now able to work with the different file, it can connect to the different documents, application that are required. So in this way, they are just working as a human being supposed to do. And what happened that even when we are working continuously, maybe we are not working with one particular document regularly. So in that case, what happened, we might forget, we spend time, okay, where it has been stored, or in which folder, this type of thing happen. Now this is not going to work in the case of a system when it is being totally managed. using this cloud co-work. Okay, so this big shift is really creating a threat for us, especially for our students who are going to planning to join the industry. We are really not sure that down the line after 5 years what is going to happen. The way the companies are going to manage their system is going to be changed drastically. Once I was talking to a CEO of a company, so and he is going to tell that the days are not so far where a $1 billion company will work with 10 to 12 people, because you can get the idea that how and what level these automations are going to take place. And now they are getting capable of doing many things. They are able to review contracts and legal documents. So in the law form, they can one thing. Suppose for a lawyer, he need to keep it in mind lot of things, the previous cases like this. And again, he or she is a human being. Might be over the time with age, his remembering capability might come down, but a tool will be even more efficient over the time, because there is no limit how much it can keep it in mind. It's very easy for them. The data analysis, now the system, what happened, we are applying different machine learning, deep learning model and feel that we are data scientists can do doing. Now the system can apply the different method one after one, compare the result automatically and can come up with the result. Okay, so even for the financial model, so while we are doing the share trading, sometime that we need to take some decision on our own. Now with this algorithmic trading and these things are getting even much and much matured, it can do lot of computation very fast, and that is going to help us further, and sometimes it can take the decision autonomously. So in this way, what is going to happen, that earlier for this generative AI and this thing, we thought they are just going to work as a chatbot, which we are making query and it is going to show us the result. But now what we are getting, that they are not just a chatbot, they are becoming as matured as a co-worker and a better co-worker than human being. Okay, so this is the reason that many of the people in the Indian IT industry who are working for the IT company, their requirement is coming down, and over the time it will further come down. And I believe that most of the participants are the faculty, so it is also a matter of big concern for us that after the students finishing their course, where they are going to get the job. So it's the way we really need to train them is in a very different way. Okay, so the traditional way, the traditional subjects are not sufficient to train them. We really need to focus on the syllabus and to update the thing. Okay, so this is the few thing I am just telling out of the context, because just today morning I found that particular news from moneycontrol.com and I shared it on the Facebook from my concern. So I just share with you that about this particular thing. Okay, so now I'm stopping the presentation of this particular thing and coming to the my slide, what I'm supposed to present. If anyone has any question, you can ask me. Okay, if I know, I shall try to give you the answer.
I request all the participants, if you have any query, you can type in the chat box.
Okay, please tell, because it's a fully interactive session. So anytime you have any question, you can tell me. Okay, so now that what happened regarding the generative AI, all of us are quite aware that what happened in generative AI, just for the brief introduction. So now very important is that for the many students, while they are think that I want to do some work in generative AI, agentic AI, they just focus on the implementation of certain problem. But that is not at all sufficient. Okay, initially in the maybe this year or a year ago that could be done, but right now the tools are getting so mature. So I was speaking with one another senior person in the industry. So he was talking about that sometime you must have aware about the prototyping, software prototyping, prototype model. So there he's telling that sometime when they are going to meet with the client for the business level, B2B mode of business for getting the project, so sometime the prototype designing is going to take 2 to 3 weeks of time. Okay, even more than that. Now he is telling that it is taking just 2 to 3 days. You are telling, say, the Microsoft Copilot, they obviously the company have the license version, and they are telling that within 2 to 3 days they are generating the prototype that they require 2 to 3 weeks of time. So you could understand that how much these tools are getting in the matured. Now I'm just mention this particular name of these networks because you really want to do work in this area. It's not just calling few API, because many of the time what the student do, they just call certain API and feel that I have learned a lot of things, but it's not the true thing. The issue is that you need to study the GAN, generative adversarial network, variational autoencoder, transformer model, attention mechanism. These are the things that they need to learn. Even maybe for the faculties, you also need to learn these things, and these are very difficult mathematics. Maybe to understand the transformer model, you might require 7 days, 10 days of time, but we should try to understand those things, because unless we understand or learn those things, we cannot actually become the master of this subject. Okay, which is very much important. Otherwise, what will going to happen, we are not will be in a position to give the suitable explanation, suitable justification. We cannot actually can do something innovative, because ultimately now it's all about the innovation. Now, if we want to do the innovation, you have to go to the mathematics, underlying model, and not blindly choosing them. Maybe you are using one particular tool. You are suppose that you are getting some good result, but ever you think that what particular model or method is working behind that, if you do the same work in the different tool, you may not get the same result. You will get different level of accuracy. Now you really need to learn, you need to understand that for what system or what type of problem, what particular system is better. Okay, otherwise what is going to happen, the performance will not be that you even cannot actually fine tune the performance. For this fine tuning, understanding the internal things, the internal pipelines, what methods are being used, why that particular methods are going to be suitable, that's are very important. So this is my humble request that if you want to do something good, please read the basic theories. And these basic theories I know are very complex, but you really need to spend a huge amount of time to get into the details of this. Now I am coming to the, before going to the agentic AI, I am coming to the term AI agent. Now I am trying to explain this one in terms of some real life example. What an AI agent could do. You can ask your AI agent to book a ticket for you. Okay. So you are going to give the information that suppose that you have a lecture, maybe a lecture in a university near Delhi. Okay. So what AI agent will do? AI agent will try to find you a ticket for you, maybe on that particular day, and it's book a ticket. So we might be happy that I do not need to think a lot. Maybe in your Google Calendar, you update that you have a lecture at one of the university. Maybe that is 1 hour far from the university. Sorry, from the airport. So maybe it is guessing that, okay, man, the flight might be late. Maybe your the road might be congested. So instead of 1 hour, so it is might be keeping a gap of 2 hours. So it's going to book a flight ticket for that. So an AI agent is going to work like that. Okay. Now, most of the time, but it is not just taking the decision like this. Rather, they are more intelligent. Why they are more intelligent and why this has been done? Now, if it is a something not that much intelligent, what will happen? You know, it will try to take the thing like this. Now, in this picture, you can find that this AI agent are connected to different components. Why it is being given? Now, this is going to make sure that the system is getting more intelligent. Now, what could happen? Maybe the day on which you want to visit the university nearby Delhi, on the road through which you are going to reach the university, maybe on that day there is a procession. Okay. Now that information I may not know, that there is a the road might be blocked. So for that, instead of 2 hours, maybe 3 hours will be safe. And for that, what is it going to do? It is going to book a ticket for a flight that you need to take a earlier flight to reach Delhi, and then a more amount of time might be required to reach Delhi. Even it could be possible that particular flight ticket is not available or there is no morning flight. So the system will suggest you to visit Delhi day before, stay in a hotel and then go, or you make a request to the university to shift the date. Now, this amount of information is very difficult for a human being to get, but while you are using AI agent for a particular purpose, they are going to take care of this type of issues. Okay, so it can take the API from the different news feed to know the local news. Okay, even it could be the weather prediction. If you are all of you are aware that if a rainy day the traffic is slower than the non-rainy day, so the time requirement on a rainy day is even more high, so it is going to compute on based on that. Even maybe for example in Kolkata nearby a area called Khanna, a market is there that probably on Wednesday on Sunday. Okay, now I stay nearby that, so I know this thing, but those people not staying nearby that may not be aware of that. So the day on which on the Wednesday and Sunday, if I need to, either I try to avoid that road, or if I need to go through that road, I come out of my home even earlier, so that even there is a traffic congestion, I can skip that, where I can have more time to cover the road. Okay, now all this information, obviously for Delhi I cannot have that information. So what is important? It's important that I'm going to take the, so sorry. So what is important? It is important that how much information we able to feed to the system. And these AI agents are able to take the information from the surrounding place where from it's supposed to get. So in this way, AI agents are going to be much more helpful than a normal system. Now, this is a very interesting picture. The next level from AI agent, we are going to agentic AI. Okay, now how from AI agent? I'm just going to tell something like, suppose you have purchased a new flat. Okay, now in that new flat, generally we need to call plumber, carpenter, even though there could be some masonry work like that thing. So each of them are individual AI agent. Now, if you have hired a contractor, the contractor will come with all these type of people, and they are going to plan everything, that when this work is going to be done, when another work is going to be done. Maybe you are thinking of a electricity work. So from electricity work, it might be possible that because right now we the type of electricity line what we use, that it's go inside the wall. Okay, so what happened that if we need to add one more electricity line, we need to create hole in the wall, and after the electricity work, again some machine is going to fill up that area. Okay, which is called conceal wiring. Now what is going to happen? Your contractor is keeping in mind that in what order they are going to call the electricity person and the machine, and the machine is not going to do only this work, he or she could do even more work as required. Okay, so now it's become an obviously a contractor has a higher role to play than these individual type of people like carpenter, mason, or plumber. Now he is taking more decisions, and now our agentic AI tools are going to be like that. So even how it is going to be like that, another example, I just talked about the booking of ticket. Now, there are many more things. What are the many more things? If you are booking a ticket for some place, there is a possibility if you're going abroad, you need to book a hotel for staying over there. Now, your system is going to be concerned for you that the person is book a ticket visiting some place, how he or she is going to where he or she is going to stay. Even not only that, you are visiting airport, how you are going to reach airport from the source point. And now once you reach to the destination from the airport, how you are going to reach to your hotel. So look, all these things are related, and these are actually a point of business. Sometime what happen, you might just book the ticket and might think later I am going to book the other things. But while you are booking the thing, the system is going to take care that how you are going to book all these things also, and maybe you are not aware of all these things. It might come up with the different suggestion. For example, suppose sometime you are having a connecting flight, you are traveling to abroad, maybe there is a 14 hours of layoff. So that amount of time you are going to be at airport, so it can come up with some city tour, so that maybe you have a city tour for 4 to 5 hours, and then you are comfortably you are coming back to the system. Now how these things are possible? These things are possible when the data are given and all these data are connected. This is the importance. So an agentic AI is going to behave like a human being because data is there, data are connected, and continuous analytics is going on, decision making is going on, and that is going to make sure the system is going to behave differently. So in agentic AI, the most important thing is that it's autonomous. Lot of things are being taken care by the system itself. Okay. So this is the beauty of the agentic AI, that this is truly autonomous. Now, I have a question to all of you, that do you like a fully autonomous system? For example, if the system is going to pay the money on behalf of you, will you agree? Or will you like the system? The system is taking decision of payment on behalf of you. Will you accept that one? Payment decision is even taken by the system. Will you accept this one? Any idea? No. So Dr. Priyojit Vishwas replied, no, he is not going to accept. And for other, will you accept the your payment is being done autonomously by the system? Okay, another example, Sheetal is also telling the thing, no. Yeah, this is the reason why human in the loop is required. We don't want all the decisions are going to be taken by the system, because obviously regarding your money, you don't want anyone is going to control that one. You want to control that one. So the system, what will happen, the system will guess that which particular flight is going to be suitable for you. The previous example, that I have a talk at Delhi and I am planning at through which flight I am going to visit Delhi and the thing. But the decision is taken by the system regarding that this particular flight is going to be suitable for you based on the current situation of Delhi on that day. But while the payment is there, obviously we will want that the human being is going to make the payment, because that is the most confidential part. So it's very important the system should take care of the security interaction with the human being, the term which is being used called human in the loop. So that is a big concern. Otherwise, if the system is become fully autonomous, so the system may not be liked by the people. So while we are developing a agentic AI system, it's very important that at what level the human interaction should be there. Now if the human is not in a position to take the decision, so in that case some the best possible decision will be taken. So this is the way how our agentic AI system should work. Okay, so these are the different core components that are required to build the agentic AI system. The first thing is the perception, because perception means we need to have the idea. Now where from the idea will come? In this system, obviously the idea will come from data. So the data could come from any type of system. So it's very important that the inputs are being taken from every system. Okay, every possible system. So the every possible system we can find here, that it could be text, it could be audio, it could be different sensor associated with the system. So that is possible. Okay, we want to make our system even finer, even better. So how we are doing this thing? One of the reason is that it can capture the real-time data. So it's very important that how we are focusing on that. Next level after is cognition. Okay, what is meant by this cognition? Cognition means something intelligent. How a system become I can say the system has a better cognition, better knowledge. It will be possible when we able to do this data analytics even in a better way. Okay, so now from that perspective, what is important that how we are doing the data analytics one quite well. And for that, what happened? There are a lot of systems are there. We have the analytics tools like machine learning, deep learning. We need to use them continuously in order to have a better decision. And finally, the action is coming. How the action is coming? Now, this is the thing that whatever decision have been taken, now based on that decision, the system will able to act, will do something. So this is the thing that how based on the situation, how well it is going to act or react. Because every time, all the decisions, the same decision may not be based. It's we need to understand. Okay. For example, currently in Kolkata, with the introduction of East West Metro, for many of the time, I used to prefer metro more than the cab because in cab there will be the congestion in road, the traffic jam type of thing. So I personally prefer metro when it is available. But is it true every time? While I am visiting with my family, some senior members are there. Metro may not be the suitable, the right medium because they need to walk. They need to take the even escalator, need to walk. It could be a problematic for the senior people. So even we know that using metro, I can save time, but for the safety and comfort of the senior people, we may need to go for cab. So look, we are going to visit the same place, and but for the same place we have a decision, different decision. Okay, now I like to say the example many case, that is the example of InDrive. I think all of you use the different cabs like Uber, Ola, InDrive, this type of thing. In many of the cases I prefer InDrive. Why? Because you know in the case of InDrive the drivers are giving the different offer. Now, while the drivers are giving the different offer, it's not only about the price, it's about type of car. It's about how much, within what amount of time it is going to, it is supposed to come to my place. That's another very important issue. So I prefer in type. Suppose I need to go to say Howrah station or Shialda station, and we have make a family trip to say North Bengal or something like that. So what is going to happen? So in that case, we will have more luggages. So maybe a Alto, if I get, that's not going to be suitable because we cannot keep more luggage over there. So I can choose for that, for me at that time. Price is not the most important factor. Rather, the type of the cab is more important because I need to take more amount of luggage in that car. So the car, maybe a Swift Desire, can have in the dicky there are more places there, so we can place it over here. Look, as the data is there, I am going to take the decision. And now, if I know if the agentic AI system can also do this thing, what human being as a from our human intelligence, that what I am doing. So similarly, it can do like that, or it could be like that I'm going to Delhi to represent university for a meeting, and on the same day I'm coming back. So what will happen? I just have a only one backpack. So for that, I do not require a large car. So look, so the same thing, but the issues are different. Our agentic AI tool able to do these things in this way. Okay, and then so regarding the action, it's based on the different type of cognitive things we have done, and based on the situation we are going to take the particular action. Okay, so for that what I mentioned that different components are there: perception, cognition, action. And now I am going to talk about some serious things like that, how this thing actually work. So the regarding architecture, first is called goal-oriented thinking. Look, what is the goal that we need to understand? What I told, the example that I told, I am supposed to give a lecture in a university at Delhi from sharp 12 p.m., 12 noon. Okay. If my system is not that intelligent, what it will do? It is just going to find a ticket and an average timing from the airport to that university. Okay. But what is my goal? The goal, it could be like that. I need to make sure, considering the different constraints, how I am going to reach the place. So my important thing is that I need to start my lecture at 12 noon. That's the most important. That is my goal. It is not just reaching Delhi. So in that way, we need to think and we need to make sure that the person can reach the Delhi, so not the Delhi, to the university before 12 noon. That's my goal. So in that way, we are going to plan, and for that, we are going to take the weather news, local news, everything, and need to decide whether the flight is available on that day to reach Delhi and then to the university. Now, if that is not possible due to some reason, due to some problem, you may need to take the decision to reach the Delhi a day before. That type of things we need to do. So this is the way I would try to think the goal. Then the environmental awareness. Now, what is meant by this environmental awareness? All these things, the different news, the whether there is a traffic, whether there is it's a rainy season, or there could be maybe a strike, whatever could be rally. So all these news. So these are the my environment, and then it's adaptive learning. Look, we may not have the system, may not have the the system may not be aware that on that road there could be rally. One more very interesting thing. You might be aware in some place of our city, especially in the Park Street, if you could have visited, the roads can go from one end to another end in one way up to 1 a.m. Sorry, 1 p.m. And after 1 p.m., it is going on reverse way. Now, if this information is not present, what will happen? It could make you late. You are supposed to cross that road at 1 p.m. and while you are reaching, it is 1 past 5. And what is going to happen? You cannot take the road, so you may need to go through a different road. Now, if this information is not available, you are going to make the mistake. So this is adaptive learning. Now, if this problem you have faced, you need to take the proper information and accordingly need to update your knowledge base so that this mistake it cannot be done. And very important, cross-domain integration, because the information are coming from different sources, different place. Tools should be technologically enhanced enough to make sure that it can take the information from different places and accordingly take the decision. And the way these things are being done, what happened, this tool could be categorized into 3 ways. One is called AI assist, where just it is helping us. For example, I am trying to search something. I am making a chat in the chatbot to get that one. Now, over the time, the system is getting AI advisor. It is giving me certain decision that for this situation, you do this thing. Okay, so you are going to do some sorts of share trading. It is telling you do in this way. Okay, so it was the AI advisor. And now the next level, the most dangerous thing is happening, that it's become AI automation. So when it is AI automation, what is going to happen? You understand that it is doing the entire task on behalf of us. So this is making the thing more dangerous. And what happened, that it able to so it able to do the thing entirely on behalf of human being. And this is the place where we are really scared. The example that I am giving about the Anthropic tool, it able to do these things. Even we may not require lawyer. Receptionist job is getting obsolete in the foreign countries because we have lot of tools we know that can take the role of the receptionist. Okay, so this is the way how the industry is being matured. And if you think that when it was generative AI, it was the prompt is taking the help from the LLM to generate the thing. Now it is not just taking the generation of the thing. Rather, it is becoming more important. Rather, generative AI is more fancy because it is writing poem for you like this thing. But agentic AI is going to solve many problems that we are facing in our life. Okay, so it is going to act as a really a co-worker, what Anthropic has come up with. Okay, and now how this become possible? Because it is become possible that it is planning based on the data. Accordingly, it is taking the action. It is going to do that work. And there is a loop because the performance may not be up to the mark. So what is going to happen? That it is continuously in a loop to improve the performance. If required, it is taking the help from the other system. For example, the traffic condition. You are making a calculation from going from one place to another place. You are assuming the average timing, but it is not the thing. Real life computation should integrate the traffic congestion, the traffic condition. So that should come to the system. So this is the way how these agentic AI based systems are getting more and more intelligent over the time. Okay. And now I have the different stages. These different stages are required where we are going to adopt the system. It first talking about the generative AI in this particular picture, but what happened? These generative AI based systems are being now become the connectedness of ideas. So the different generative AI based systems are going to interact with each other and going to do this thing. And while they are interacting with each other, the system is taking decision which one is going to be good. Okay, so what we are doing over here, that after defining the use case, we need to find out which LLM is going to be better, and now how we are going to adapt that one. We are going to adapt that one using prompt engineering. I think many of us are using prompt. Whatever we are writing in the chat GPT, that are prompt to them. Now these systems are using retrieval augmented generation, which is called these RAG tools, and you need to continuously upgrade its performance by fine tuning it. And the next point is the human feedback loop. Okay, what I have already explained. Now, one of the important thing is that these systems are so much intelligent that it often violates the access rules. So you need to add guardrails. That means what data to extract, what not to show. In any ChatGPT tool, if you are telling about the ChatGPT means generative AI tool, if you tell that tell me how to create a bomb, it will not give you the answer. Or if you are trying to say tell me the plan of suicide, the system will not tell you to do this thing. Okay, rather it will come up with some advice to avoid this thing. And what is important, that evaluate. Now the different decisions are coming to you, the system will tell you how to evaluate the best one, and then the optimization parts are coming. I am skipping that one for the sake of timing. And now these are the way, generally the way we are using this LLM, that are black box to us. We really do not have the idea that how we are using them. We are just calling the system, we are getting the result. Now this black box thing, now it's come as an embedded LLM apps, while you are the industry is offering you. You have some certain requirement, it is being processed and coming to you. And then I'm coming to the next part, retrieval augmented generation. Now for that, at the back end, it is very important you are getting the right document. In LLM tools, the quality of the document where from it is generating the result, there is not control as such. But retrieval augmented generation makes sure the document that you are retrieving over there, you also have your role. The tool is going to make sure that the data that you are retrieving, whether that are good enough. Now, based on that, you are generating. So there are many things that how it is being done. There are the chunks, there is the embedding, there are different things. But for the sake of time, I cannot explain this thing. So I'm going to the next part, is that regarding this agentic AI, what I'm talking about, when I'm talking about that, you are booking a ticket to a foreign location. Now the thing is that you need to have a hotel, you need to go from the airport to your hotel, or from your home city you need to go from your home, maybe to your home or office, to the aeroplane, sorry, to the airport. All these things are there. Now it's very important how you integrate them. If you have started the cloud computing, The orchestration manager or orchestration, you must have heard. What is orchestration? Orchestra is a musical instrument and you need to play it in a particular tune, particular order of the keys. So if that is not, if it is not there, there will be mistake. Now, when these things are done, because there are a lot of data integration, data communication, the order need to be defined. For different system, you need to have different agent, and how these agents are communicating at what order, that's important, and that's important for the performance of the system too. And this thing in the layers of agentic AI, there are the agent marketplace. That means the different agent has specific business role. You need to, through this orchestration, you need to connect them. Then the integration, that now all the things may not integrate because it is based on different type of technology, it may not work. So you need to find out what are the things can be integrated. Now the data need to be shared, so there is a shared memory layer. If you have any problem in sharing the data with some tools, it will not be allowable. Maybe for India, in many cases, we do not allow the support from the any Chinese team, okay, or Chinese for the government rule, it is not being allowed. So if there is any Chinese party where you need to share confidential data, that may not be allowed. So these type of things are there. Now this governance layer, all these things are coming. Okay. And now I am going to giving you an idea that how this agentic AI system work. So this is an example where I'm thinking of a email campaigning. I think it's, I just increase the size. Okay. Okay. So have a revenue of certain through this email campaigning. So what is going to happen? You need to look at the product for which you are going to have this plan. Okay. You need to define different performance metrics based on which you can find out how good the product is there, okay, based on certain thing. Then you need to identify the target audience. For every product, all the people of India are not your possible consumer. You need to find out. Now you are sending the email to that person, okay, who are going to be your probable customer. Now what is going to happen? You really need to monitor what happened in agentic AI system. It is taking care of the entire thing, whether that particular person is purchasing that one or not, showing any interest or not. Now if this is not going to happen, agentic AI system can update or come up with the alternative product for this email campaigning. Okay, for example, in our country, we often find that some Ayurvedic things are good. So while they are selling some even a toothpaste, okay, so if I say that toothpaste is coming with neem, haldi, or say charcoal, that create a more we may feel that that one is going to be good one. So if you are the normal toothpaste is not doing that type of thing, so you are telling the product is coming with this thing, and that can create a more happening thing for you. So you really need to monitor. So this type of thing, and why am this is a very simple example, but what I am talking about, because everything is being done autonomously. It is one of the real life execution of a system where the agentic AI is going to work. Okay. Okay. And now you can find out that there are a lot of system is there. LLM chatbots are there, robotic automations are there, RAGs are there. But while we are coming to the agentic AI, you can find that things are getting much more complex because it need to integrate dynamically. The system need to integrate dynamically. So orchestration manager, I mentioned earlier, now these orchestration manager need to integrate with the different agent discoverability for one particular problem, what agent is going to be suitable. Okay. Even multi-agent protocol has been mentioned because one particular task may not be managed by one particular agent, so it could be managed by the multiple agents. Okay, so this is going to be important. So this particular picture show you the connection to memory, because from learning from the previous one, you require the memory. In many of the tasks, we require the help of the coding, vibe coding. You might have the term vibe coding. So what coding is going to be good? That's important. There is citation agent mean. What is citation? Is not the paper referencing. The citation agent mean what we need to do. we need to find out the suitable reference from which it can do the work. So the citation agent is going to be there. Okay. Okay. Now the thing is that whether I can continue or there is a by 4 I have to finish. May I continue? Should I continue or stop here because it's we have already crossed 4 p.m.
Sarji, if you want 5 minutes, then you can continue.
Okay.
Otherwise, we can go
Okay.
ahead or wind up the things.
Okay. Now there are many things I know in a hour it was not possible, but just going through few things that might be helpful for you. That traditional rack thing you can find it do the query processing, embedding, all these things, retrieve data, re-ranking, this type of thing. But in the case of the agentic system, we have multiple agent present at a time. So every decision is being done by considering multiple agent, and what it makes sure you are making a better decision, because maybe the document from which you are getting the result, that document is wrong. And the next picture, I'm going to show you that how this is being done. It's the picture may not be very much clear to you, but what happened that, for example, you asked a question that this is a very simple question, Mount Everest height. Okay. Now it can get that result from the multiple documents. Now, how you are going to take the result? For every document that you are getting the result, you need to do some analysis, some scoring mechanism to find out that what document is going to be good. Now, there are a lot of way to do this thing. For example, very simple thing. While we are searching the document for our education purpose, we get many documents from different popular website, but also we are getting the result from say LCVR, IEEE, Springer site. Okay. Now, obviously, the you will have more going to rely from the a good journal from LCVR, IEEE or Springer. So that should have a high score. Now there are a lot of mechanism I am not mentioning because that's a separate thing. Now from there you are going to have a scoring of all these document, and from that you are going to pick certain thing. Now you are going to do a comparison of this, and finally you will get the result. So this is the way how from multiple document a result is being generated. Okay, and it is being taken place at the back end so fast. Okay. And okay, and the remaining thing that I need to planning about the RAG implementation, because RAG is very much important for the implementation of agentic AI. But for the sake of time, that is not going to be possible. So okay, so I'm finishing here because regarding this agentic, I do not want to. This is going to be sufficient. So any question is there? Please ask me. So if there is any question, please ask. Because 1 hour time is too short to talk on this such a topic. But I tried to tell you something new. You might be aware due to the last 4 days of class. So still, if you have some question, you can ask me so that I can tell you how to do. Any question? Any question from the audience? Okay. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you. So I think I can leave the session.
I request all the participants. So it is given. So there is one query direct in my window that what about the security of different architecture?
So regarding the security, right now the different concept of guardrails have been incorporated so that there is some protection is being done through this guardrail. One thing is that it for the LLM tools, it has been found it is accessing some secure data which is does not supposed to do. So this guardrail is going to help. And one very important thing that I have already mentioned, human in the loop. So the human in the loop is going to make sure that all the decisions are being done not by the system automatically or autonomously. Human is going to interact over there. Okay, so that are the way how we are going to make sure the system remains secure. But for example, we give the credit card information to many of the system, but we just need to put the OTP. So in that way, we are going to make sure that my credit card is being protected, or we need to give the CVV numbers. But in many cases, in the foreign countries, I know that you need to give the CVV numbers also to them. And while they are actually deducting the money from the foreign location, you do not need to give any information. Okay, they just deduct the money automatically. Now over there, if they want to do the fraud, it is very easy to do the fraud. But in these countries, they trust the people that is not going to happen. But in our country, we know that we are putting the CVV numbers, we are putting the OTP, then we are performing the transaction. Because in every system, it's of the responsibility of human being is there also. Because initially in all system, there are a lot of loopholes. Over the time, these are being mitigated. So similarly, that is happening for the agentic AI too, and the different concept like what I mentioned, this guardrail, human in the loop, try to protect the system from doing something unauthorized.
Thank you, sir. There is no more question for today. Thank you for this very informative session. Definitely hope in future also we will be communicating with you
Okay, thank
via
you so
this
much.
FDP or in our coming conference. So I request all the participants to submit your yes. Thank you, sir. So I request all the participants to give your attendance. This is shared in the chat box, and also I have tried give here the assignment link also. The final assessment will be given in the corresponding groups. Thank you all of you for attending the FDP. Hope we will meet soon in another.